Greetings, soul fam. It is your shaman, your sister in spirit, and your friend Alesha here. And today we are going to be sharing a story and, of course, sharing a message afterwards in order to support you in the week, the day, the month ahead of us. This weekend is going to be a new moon. And new moons are the perfect time for us to set our intentions, to plan our goals. And so here we are. Here we are in preparation to that. So thank you for everybody who is here. Thank you to everybody who is joining. There's so much love for you here. So let's go ahead and dive right into the story. Alrighty. Oh, before we do that, announcements. So on the 5th of May, Devin, Ashmore, Anthony Sterling, and I are going to be out at Empowered. We're going to be out at Empowered, okay? We're going to be doing our brand new offering, which is our Chakra Journey. I'm super stoked about this. It's going to be some movement. It's going to be some sound. It's going to be some journeying. Like, this thing is about to be so dope. So, like, whoever is coming, like, whoever has time, like, you guys got to come out and experience this, okay? And Grand Rising. So good to have you here. All right. The replay will be posted, my friend. So thank you for being here. Yeah, so definitely come and check that out. We're also going to be, Anthony and I are going to be out at metaStone. The date is in the description box at 6 p.m. Come check out this beautiful space. Heather has made a great educational healing space in Wellsburg. So definitely come and check us out there if you haven't been there, if you haven't checked it out, okay? Other than that, what I'm doing personally is I have a lot of really cool stuff going on. So for those of you that are interested in Reiki, shamanic healings, some spiritual coaching, if you're looking for some readings, like readings with cards, or just to like watch me get into my flow of reading your energy, some mediumship stuff, still totally available, open to that. And actually, I am going to be planting some seeds because in May, there's going to be a completely, there's going to be a schedule that is completely about donation based. So for those of you who have been interested in working with me or sitting with me or just working with me, okay, it's donation based. So just come and chill, and there will be just like a little box for you to put a donation in on your way out. Okay. I'm ready to give. I'm just ready to like give and to show up. So be on the lookout. It's going to be a week. So people are going to have time to like schedule within that week that it's just donation. Alrighty. Other than that, let's get into the message. Okay, let's get into the story. So, centuries ago, a decorated and famous warrior general in the emperor's army retired after a long career. And he had been hailed for selflessly leading his men into battle and for keeping his soldiers happy, healthy, and well taken care of through years of hard battle. He was renowned for being honorable, kind, and devoted, and had never been afraid to die, no matter how much other soldiers may have feared the odds. He retired with a nice pension and was given a home, land, and money to start his golden years. Settling into his new life, he began to collect ceramics. Vases were his favorite. When he served his country as a warrior, he couldn't really take a collection of large items around the countryside with him. So this new hobby became an obsession. He began buying antiques and displaying pieces everywhere and whenever he could. He collected fragile, beautiful antique vases, and his collection began to grow. He paid high prices for them and set them proudly on display in his home. He often took them down to admire his purchases, and he showed them to any guest who came over. One day, while admiring his expensive new acquisition, he sat turning the vase over and over in his hands. How beautiful and rare it was, how expensive it had been. He was so proud to own it and to have it in his prized collection. As he turned the vase and admired its valuable surface, his fingers suddenly slipped. In an instant, his prized, expensive possession began to spin away from him through the air. He panicked. He lunged for the vase, and his blood pressure went sky high. He barely caught it before it hit the ground, and he sat there, holding it, seized in mortal terror. He felt fear and desperation throughout his entire body. His vase had almost shattered. He sat back down, stunned. For decades, he had fought fearlessly, never once thinking of himself, always living life to the fullest and striving to be an honest person without worry or greed, without fear, without trepidation. Yet suddenly, here, as a retired soldier, perfectly safe in his own private home, he felt sheer terror. He had never felt it on the battlefield, but he was now alone and mortally afraid. He had felt so sick, frightened, and terrified that his prized vase might break, and he felt that he had almost died from the intense panic and despair. After a moment of silence, he slowly sat back and smiled. He looked at the vase again. He had become so attached to owning these prized possessions that they filled him with fear and mortal terror. As he gazed at the priceless antique, he opened his hands, and the vase fell to the floor and shattered. So, allowing that to digest for a second and allowing me to get recentered into this message that I really feel is present. You know, it's so easy as humans to become attached to things and not just items, right? Not just physical things. We can really get attached to stories. We can get attached to identities. We can get attached to concepts of who we are, who we think we are, where we think we've come from, what our story is. We can become attached to money, to possessions, to identities. We can become attached to who we think we should be, who others think we should be. We can become attached to actions, habits that we find are more worthy, more prized than others. Well, I do this, and so it is better. And I am guilty of this as well. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. There comes a time where we have to decide whether or not these identities, these actions, these possessions are owning us. I own that I'm a bad mama jamma. Do I own it, or does it own me to where other parts of myself are not being able to be expressed? You know? I own these cards. And if anything happened to these cards, I would just fall apart. This hair, this body. There are so many things that are just so natural to attach to. It's so simple. But what we have the opportunity to realize, again, is that some of these things are not true. Some of these things we are so attached to that the sheer thought of losing them break us down and apart to where we do not feel that we could move on, live our lives, to move forward. And what we want to encourage you to do, to recognize, is that you are an infinite being who ultimately doesn't have to be defined by anything that you have. And that when we strip away these items that really do cause us that control, that compulsiveness, that, but, you know, that's me. That's me. This is who I am. This is what I think. This is what I believe. This is where I'm from. This is what I own. It makes up who I am. When we are able to strip away these things, then we are able to have a glimpse of who we really are, of where we really come from. And it's very hard for a finite being like a human and a finite thing like a brain to really begin to grasp what infinite is, what that means, what God is, what that means. But by unlearning, by unidentifying, by continuously questioning ourselves, our thoughts, our possessions, we might get a glimpse, if we are lucky, of really how expansive we are. Maybe not infinite. Maybe we don't get an idea of how infinite we are, but we do get a glimpse of how expansive we are, of how much possibility there is, possibility that is in touch with the imagination. And the imagination, a good one, can take you on a ride, you know? So what are the things? What are the items? What are the thoughts? What are, the people, the stories that you are continuing to tell yourself that aren't even true anymore, that aren't even aligned with who you are because you've had revelations, insights, and aha moments? This is coming up for me very deeply. It is very present in my life. I know that there are some thoughts going on in my head that I'm taking action on that do not even resonate with who I am and what I've gone through in the past 6 months. You know, I'm a completely different person. But even though I've had those insights, I still have to rewire my brain to catch up with who I've become. And there are a lot of practices that can be implemented in order to really anchor and ground this into reality. And really tuning in and tapping in to one thing that I love to share, which is that those moments right after you wake up and right before you go to sleep, like, or during meditation, like those theta states is really where we get to rewire a lot of stuff. So I have a invitation for you, and that invitation is to check in. Are you still telling yourself that you're not worthy? Are you still telling yourself that you're afraid? Are you still telling yourself that you're not good enough? What are you telling yourself that truly is not aligned with your truth? And does it own you? Does this belief system own you? And can we let it go? And the answer is, yeah, we can let go of anything. It's difficult, but it can be let go of. Absolutely. There was an ancient practice where a community would dig a giant hole, and they would have to bring their most prized possession, their favorite thing, and they would all, in this giant ritual, put their favorite thing in this hole, because they understood that the universe was always providing for them, that Mother Earth was always providing for them. And so this practice of letting something go allowed them to take something that maybe they were over attached to, that they were just so attached to, and to give it away, to come back into remembrance that it doesn't matter what we have, what we think, who's around us, that we are whole and complete and we are fully taken care of no matter what. And I have done this before, and it is a powerful practice and remembrance of that it's okay. It's okay to let things go. And so, my brothers and sisters, like, real talk, like, I'm being real with you. I'm going through a transformation where, and I want to invite you all to go with me. And this transformation is taking a minute. This challenge is taking a minute, thinking about some of the belief systems that are in place that just don't serve us anymore. Some of the stories that we're telling ourselves that we own that just cannot come with us anymore. It's not working, because I'm evolved and I'm different and I'm grown and I've learned a few things here in the past couple of weeks. And I want those to be my temporary story as I continue to evolve, right? Can we continue to let go of the stories that come up for us and come back into the present moment? So what's happening right now? In this moment, I'm sitting in front of my screen, in front of my laptop, talking to you guys, spending some time with you guys, because I love y'all. And I feel that it's important to show up for our community, you know? And it's important for me to show up. So, and what will happen next, I don't know, but I want to find out. And the only way I can find out is by letting go of the story that I need to do something else, or I need to be somebody else, or that my house needs to look a certain way, or that I need to look a certain way. Like, what if I just followed the flow of my heart? Like, what feels good? What do I want to do next that feels good? That feels authentic, that brings me joy. Like, how can I continue to live in that moment, knowing that that's going to change every micro, like every second. Yeah. So that's the challenge. Check in with your stories, okay? See which ones aren't serving you. My second challenge is very simple. Tell somebody that you love them today. Okay? Life is short. It's very short. And there's no reason why we can't just be spreading love, you know? Those are the seeds that are going to change the world and to change the people around us. All right? Yeah. Thanks for seeing me. I'm doing my best, stripping down those layers. So, to all of you here, like, deeply connecting, if you can receive this, I love you. Thanks for being you. Thanks for showing up. There's no place else that I'd rather be in this moment than with you here. And I hope that you know that. And yeah, I feel complete. So I love you, Sandy. I love you guys so much. I hope you have an awesome day, and check in with that new moon. You know what I mean? Let's set some goals. Let's not. Let's just ask the universe. I saw this thing on Facebook that said, think of the universe as Alexa. Sorry, I have one in here. I wanted to make sure that she wasn't listening. Pretend like it's an Echo Dot, and say, hi, universe. Maureen. This is inspired by Maureen. What's the best thing that could happen to me today? Yeah. What's the coolest thing that could happen? What's a song that's going to resonate with me? Can you give me something that will bring me joy? Hey, universe, bring me something that will bring me joy, and know that it will respond to you. Yeah. Try that out. It's like try that. I tried it. It was really cool. It was really fun. All right. So that does feel complete. So check in with your beliefs. Tell somebody that you love them. And say, hey, universe, give me something cool today. I want to see a miracle. Like, let me be a part of a miracle today. That one's always my favorite. Yes, I do that all the time. Definitely works. You have keys. I need to know your secrets. Share some more. Because I'm still out here learning with the rest of you, you know? We out here doing our best, loving the best that we can. Yeah. So peace and love to you all. I hope you have an awesome day, an awesome week. And I'll check back in tomorrow. All right. Bye.